Well, I have officially seen Superman a little bit early. This video, we're gonna talk about a lot of things, but we're gonna stay very spoiler free. If you guys are new to this channel, I would love to have you here. If you love Marvel, Star Wars, DC, any of that stuff, please subscribe. We're on the road to 5,000 subs, and I would love to have you. Also, if you've seen the movie already, leave your comments down below, but please be respectful about spoilers just because I don't want people to get spoiled because there's a lot in this movie that happens. Okay, honestly, I don't even know where to start because this just kind of blew me away. I'm gonna be completely honest. I was kind of skeptical going into this. You guys know I'm a huge Marvel fanboy, and DC just hasn't been doing it for me in the past years with the DCEU, but now we're doing this whole fresh start. And with the trailer, I was excited, but obviously still having a watchful eye on it because I didn't know how this was gonna work, especially with someone as creative as James Gunn at the helm. I grew up with Henry Cavill Superman being on the big screen, being the stoic, silent Superman, but that's not really the comic accurate, normal representation of Superman. While I love James Gunn's work, especially with Guardians of the Galaxy and Scooby-Doo even from my childhood, I was definitely nervous to see his take on Superman, and going into it, I was prepared to not like it. Needless to say, 5 minutes into this movie, I was like, okay, this is gonna be wild. First off, with the trailers, I thought they showed too much. Honestly, they barely showed anything. A lot of those scenes from the trailer take place within the first 30 minutes of the movie, so really you haven't seen anything at all from the back half of the film. Another thing I was skeptical on was David Corenswet as Superman. And again, the first several scenes that he's in, I'm sold completely. It's so different than what we got with Man of Steel. You really can't compare them because this just stands on its own and is just so mind-blowing how it all just works. Again, I'm trying to stay away from spoilers, but there's so many things that I do want to talk about if you're going to see this movie. This is the brand new start for DC's universe in films and TV, and wow, they came out swinging. With that in mind, the world building was something that I really wanted to take into account while watching this movie because I'm looking forward to what's next. How are they going to build this off? Are they establishing new characters and other heroes besides Superman? And if you've seen the trailers, you know that's the case. You see Green Lantern, you see Mr. Terrific, Hawkgirl, and others. And I'm pleased to say that all of them added to the film and didn't take anything away. This is still very much a Superman movie, but honestly, all of the side characters, including these other heroes, have so much time to shine, and they really connect with the audience on a level that I didn't think was possible in a first appearance of their character. Specifically, Mr. Terrific, and honestly, Guy Gardner's Green Lantern was just hilarious, and I loved all of the scenes that he was in. The character that I was honestly most excited to see in this movie was Lex Luthor, played by Nicholas Hoult, and wow, what a performance. I mean, if you compare this to Jesse Eisenberg's portrayal in Batman v Superman, this is just night and day. You got the Lex Luthor in the DCEU, and now you have this very comic accurate, still extremely maniacal and horrible person in this version who honestly is just more emotive and more reactive to Superman, and you can feel the personal vendetta against him. I know I'm jumping all over the place, but I just don't want to go into spoilers, so I'm going to jump around and talk about all the thoughts that are coming to my head because, again, I just watched this. I should have started the video off by saying this, but if you have the choice, please, for the love of God, go see this in IMAX. I am not exaggerating when I say that if I were to watch this in the standard format, I would have felt robbed. The first scene of the movie utilizes IMAX so well, and just please go see it in IMAX if you can. Kind of to wrap up talking about some of the side characters, we have to talk about Lois Lane, Jimmy Olsen, and kind of the whole Daily Planet crew. They are definitely going to be playing big roles in the future installments of the film. The chemistry between Lois and Superman is just off the charts. I wanted more of it. And I think if there's one little nitpick that I had with this movie is, yeah, it's very packed. But at the same time, I wasn't really paying attention to that until after the fact because I was enjoying everything that I was seeing. And the movie, while it is 2 hours long, feels very quick and not a bad way, in a way where I'm constantly entertained. I think a big part of that is the special effects, and I had my reservations about the cinematography based on the trailers, based on the previous work of the cinematographer, but this is by far their best work yet, and man, it worked for me this time. The CGI on Crypto, the creatures, all of the flying, all of that stuff really was super solid, and that says a lot for a superhero film in 2025. Something that I think is very important to note about this movie before I get out of here is that it stands on its own. This is not a movie that you need to do homework for. This is not a movie that sets up the next movie instantly. This is its own thing, and wow, is it rewatchable. I'm seeing it again on Thursday. I have to go see this movie again because honestly, there's probably things that I didn't see the first time because I was in such awe the entire time watching it. Also, really quickly, I just want to talk about the themes of the movie without going into spoilers. There's a lot of relevant material going on, especially if you live in the United States with politics and things like that. It's really well handled, and a allows you to realize that, yeah, these movies, these stories about superheroes do in fact relate to real life sometimes. With that being said, this is a very, very comic booky movie. If you're a huge Man of Steel fan with the more down-to-earth, grounded Superman, this is going to be a lot different. This is a comic book come to life. There's actually and finally color in a superhero movie. They're not afraid of saturation. The colors pop, the characters pop, the action feels real and like it's pulled right from a comic book page. I'm telling you, there's times in this movie, and this is coming from someone who has never been a huge Superman fan, let alone a huge DC fan, I genuinely got chills. And most of that is because the shots that we see are accompanied by this grand score that you heard in the trailers, but the way it's used in the movie really cements superhero as that beacon of hope and all of the themes that he's really known for. James Gunn, you did it. I really just cannot wait for the next DC movie. I can't believe I'm even saying that considering I'm such a Marvel fanboy, but this feels like what Marvel felt like around the time of Civil War or maybe a little bit before that, where the intrigue and what they're setting up for the world and all of these characters is so fascinating. And yeah, this does that. Guys, please go see Superman, see it in IMAX if you can. Leave a like on this video, leave your thoughts down below in the comments. Remember not to spoil anybody down below if you can help it, but if you want to talk about some things, I'll be there to respond. Leave a like, subscribe to the channel, and I will see you all very, very soon.